So the biggest difference between this try and the try before is that on the successful one, my arms are almost at a 90-degree angle or even more, and this is called being locked off. If you look at the first try, there's a pretty stark difference here. My hand is basically straight, and this one's got a bit more of an angle, maybe like a 70-degree angle, but it's just not enough. And this means that my whole torso is kind of facing down, and I can activate a lot less of my muscles. If you're looking at the second try, you can see the line here. My torso is way more engaged. I can use my ab muscles a bit more, and I can also put more pressure on this leg to kind of make that trap and stay a bit stronger. It's also kind of luck of the draw. I mean, my fingers are slightly better placed this time, and I've got a full crimp going here, which is pretty good. Not great at crimps, so I was really happy with that. I'm gonna have like a word of caution here. Locking off is not always the way to go. It takes a lot more energy, and if you're trying to be efficient with that, I wouldn't recommend it. But on moves like this, where you really can't get it, maybe give it a try. This was actually one of my favorite boulders of the session. It wasn't particularly difficult, it wasn't particularly flashy, but I really liked how much you had to really think about where your hip placement was and really kind of switch which way it was leaning really often. If you look closely at the holds, you've got some which are facing this way, some which are facing that way, and then here you kind of got like those 3 in a row all facing that same direction into a sudden switch for the end, and it really meant that you have to kind of switch which way your body was leaning, and I think it was really cool. It was also a really good lesson in kind of being mindful of which direction is best for those holds, and that's something I don't always do, but boulders like this definitely help trying to learn that. And that's why it's always important to kind of try those boulders that you think might be a bit too easy, because sometimes they can teach you some really valuable lessons. Quite like this boulder because it had not one but two undercling moves. I actually quite like underclings. They're a bit weird in the grand scope of climbing. You know, usually you're pulling on things. Sometimes you'll have like a press, but this is something where you're kind of like using like a bicep curl. But I really like them. It's a different kind of move, and especially on the big underclings, like the one where I'm on right now, you really need to kind of jam yourself in between 2 points to create that kind of compression. And I think that's super cool. I try to do every boulder with that kind of move that I see, and in this one it worked out pretty well. I'm also getting a lot stronger, so I can kind of hold those underclings with one arm, which is something I'm working on, and I think it's providing some dividends.
Maar ik dacht, je gaat je voet nog klemmen achter die hoed, zodat je niet een soort van naar links valt.
Ik dacht het.
Ik dacht gewoon, geef geen fuck, ik ga gewoon.
Want zeg maar, hier voelde het super sketchy, maar eenmaal dat een knie een beetje zo had geschoven, dan voelde het gewoon...
Ging wel soepel hoor.
Dankjewel.
Soepel.
You who watched last week's video, you will know that I struggled with this boulder. We got a little bit further, but that's when I found out that you need the grace of a particularly cultured gazelle to get the next move. Because you'll see here, this is kind of slanted, so you don't get a huge amount of purchase off that, and this is a really small hold, and you've got a really wide stance going on, so you're really uncomfortable. This wall is kind of slightly bent so that you can lean into it, but it's not that big of a bend, maybe 10-15 degrees. And I think the next move is to kind of like push yourself off of this leg so that you're standing straight here, and then catching yourself on this little thumb hold here, and then eventually, you know, moving your leg here so you can get the match on a top hold. But this was a really hard move. You'll see my best attempt at it in a second, but it was a really fun boulder, and I hope I get to try it a bunch soon. Well, hi guys, and welcome. Hi. Son of a bitch. Well, hi guys, and welcome back to a different wall in my house. So this was actually one of my best boulder sessions recently, and definitely my best boulder session that I filmed so far. We tried some like really hard starts, like that red was really hard, and the blue, which we did even better than in our last session, were great. We also almost flashed another dark blue, so I'm really happy with the session. Met some nice people, came off injury-free again, managed to do a muscle up in the warm-up, which I've done like 4 in my entire life, so I'm really proud of that. All in all, great session. I'm really looking forward to the next one, and I'm kind of learning that consistency is key with you know, that increase in progress and stuff like that. So I would definitely recommend, if you guys are kind of hitting a plateau, because that's what I've done as well, but I'm working through it slowly. So if you enjoyed the video, do remember to like and subscribe, and if you hadn't yet, feel free to watch the other 2 videos that I've posted so far, and I hope that you look forward to the next one. Thanks guys.